All right, guys, so the other day I did a post where you all voted on some tips in a video you would like to see. Everybody voted on how to end a hat band, so we'll do that. There were some votes for other posts, so I'll work on those videos, but as of right now, we're just gonna focus on how to end a hat band. So some of the materials that I have gotten ready and that I use to end my hat bands are obviously your main thing, your hat band, and then my 2 pieces of leather. I've pre-cut them and already measured them out. I'll do another video on how to measure and some tips on that. I also have these clamps, which we'll use later to kind of give it a more flawless look and hold the glue while it dries. Another thing, I use these to cut my leather. They're just a simple X-Acto knife. I bought it for like $8 on Amazon. I got a pack of 4. They work really well. I also have the string that the cowboys will use to tie their hat band around their hat and keep it on. A little button, which is what I use to accent hat bands. It's kind of my little trademark. I love it. And then the hole puncher that we use to punch holes for the ties. And I am missing my super glue. I thought, nope, it's right here. Okay, and then some super glue. I don't like to use fabric glue. Fabric glue acts as it's a little too soft and rubbery, so when you go to pull the band tight around the hat, like the glue just, it kind of comes apart. So I like super glue. Some people will tell you not to use super glue, but that's your own preference. This is the brand of leather that I use. That's this right here. You can buy it at Hobby Lobby. I might buy leather elsewhere. That's just where I got my main leather from at the moment. Anyway, so let's dive in. Right now I have my ends pre-cut. So this is a 7 3/8 long hat band, which means that it's obviously got to fit that hat. Those measurements will kind of vary and everything, so I'll discuss that in another video. But as of right now, I'll just kind of get into it and show you. So I make sure that these are going to be slightly bigger than the beads. That way it doesn't show any of this side stuff and it's not hanging out and it looks more flawless. I'm going to also make sure that they match up before I start to do my gluing and that everything's straight for the most part. I'm not a leathersmith, so I'm not super fancy and I don't stitch at the moment, but I would like to get into it eventually. So both of my sides fit, and I think both of my sides are the same length. I've already measured them, but just to show you guys in comparison, and that's what they should look like. So right now I'm just gonna grab my glue, and I'll go across. And you don't wanna add too much because then it's gonna come out the sides and you've got a lot of mess to clean up. And if you don't wanna get super glue on your fingers, I don't usually mind it, but if you don't, then I would recommend grabbing a couple toothpicks so you can hold these into place. And then I just kind of press it down and I'll grab the opposite side and line them up. And make sure the sides line up. And then I'm gonna grab one of my clips and just kind of clamp it down, make sure nothing's coming out the sides. I want to clean up any of the extra that leaks out of the sides if it does happen. Don't mind my dogs. Oh my goodness. All right, so that's how you do that. And I'm gonna give it a minute. We'll push pause and come back after both of these sides are dry.